Humans can live full, vibrant, healthy lives for 200 years or more. Our mission at Galahad Life Sciences is to slow and ultimately reverse aging so humans can live their full biological potential. This series of podcasts will introduce you to what I have learned in Live Long, Live Well. I will introduce you to disciplines that are on point, like medicine, biology, exercise, and nutrition. I will also introduce you to disciplines that seem tangential, like physics, history, and psychology, all for the purpose of clarifying our thinking about one of humanity's greatest challenges, aging. Welcome to Live Long, Live Well. Hi, folks. I'm Steve Loyd, CEO, Galahad Life Sciences. Galahad is on a mission to slow and ultimately reverse aging in humans. I believe, that humans can live 200 years in full, vibrant health. We're not there yet, but we're on our way. This podcast was actually initiated in a conversation I had with the Gates Foundation scientists. They were visiting our lab here in North Seattle. They were looking at our facility because we'd had some success developing a contraceptive biological injectable pellet that would last 18 months. The purpose was to allow a woman who had just delivered a baby to have 18 months of freedom so she could focus on developing her health and her child's health and raise that family without fear of getting pregnant again. The Food and Drug Administration just authorized us to go forward with clinical studies, and the Gates Foundation was very pleased. In fact, they even wanted us to develop a similar product for a 4-year protection against HIV, which we ended up doing. After reviewing what we were up to and having good conversations with one another, one of the scientists asked me, well, what else do you do here? And I thought that naturally they knew because they vetted us, they decided to go with our research program, and they'd actually given us millions of dollars to develop this product. So I blurted out that, well, we're here to slow and ultimately reduce and reverse biological aging because we believe people can live 200 years of full, vibrant health. Now, their response, or one of the scientists' response, was so dramatic that it caused me to rethink our purpose and how we express it. She said, why would anyone want to live that long? I immediately thought that she had seen so much tragedy. She'd been focused on AIDS for her career, that I could imagine that maybe she'd seen so much tragedy she just didn't want to imagine people living that long. And I gave her a very flip response saying, well, everybody knows that America's longest passion has been to be forever young. But it caused me to think deeper about really why we were here and why it's important. Now, if I had put my business hat on, I would have said something along the lines of, well, everybody knows about the Oxford University study that they developed in collaboration with Harvard, in which they showed that if we are able to reverse human aging by 1 year in the US alone, that would be worth $37 trillion in new value for this society. $37 trillion, that's more than our entire output in the United States domestic product for 1 year. That's mind-boggling to me, but it is not the reason that we're doing this. The reason that I'm doing this goes back about 25 years when I changed my entire career direction. 25 years ago, I'd had a successful business career in real estate and investment banking. We had a lovely home on the waterfront, and I had been asked to join the University of Washington faculty to teach finance courses to graduate students on entrepreneurship. It was a wonderful time with absolutely amazing students, and I was enjoying it tremendously. But my health was declining very dramatically. My dad had died not too long before. He had spent 12 to 15 years in bed. My mom's health was declining as well. Even though everything looked perfect in my mid-50s, it didn't feel quite right. I couldn't abandon my mom, who had actually given up so much to help my dad. I couldn't let go of the need to test the core of my being to change my direction in life. So I sold my home, I sold my business, I moved our entire family into a new direction and started a biotech company. I gave up my professorship, and in my mid-50s started a new business to reverse biological aging and extend human health span significantly. The result, it was my mother, the last 10 years of her life were extraordinarily productive. She was a competitive bridge player. She walked daily. She was engaged and enjoyed life thoroughly. Last year of her life began to be more constrained, and her ultimate passing was one day of trauma and a beautiful, beautiful passing. And my health has rebounded tremendously. I was able to have almost a 60-year-old DNA methylation levels now as I'm approaching 80. My inflammation levels are totally in control. My muscle mass is excellent. And my daily engagement as I'm nearing 80 is fantastic. It has been a tremendous success in terms of me changing not only my mother's trajectory of health, but my trajectory of health and the health of people that I'm around. So that is my why. That is why I am here, and that is why Galahad Life Sciences is focused on slowing and ultimately reversing biological aging. And that's why we believe that it's very possible for people to live 200 years in vibrant, energetic health. Now, I'm going to invite you to join us in this effort to move towards singularity. That is, 1 year of research is able to generate 1 year of reversed biological aging. That is a time when future generations will see what tremendous value we can have in science. But it's not going to be up to me. It's going to be up to you and others like you to take this step forward. We're not going to provide or offer medical advice, but we are going to introduce you to biologists, medical practitioners, physicists, human psychologists, and we're going to try to clarify thinking around one of humanity's greatest challenges, aging. So please join me, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in later podcasts. Good day.
بگو من maybe your father